There's something different about you right now. Something subtle but undeniable. Something that pulled you into this exact moment, to these words, to this precise space and time, as if it had been waiting for you. You didn't arrive here by luck. And this isn't just another video you clicked absent-mindedly. Something beneath your thoughts, beneath the noise of your routine, recognized a signal, a quiet hum that said, "This is for me." You're not here by accident. You've crossed the threshold of your next chapter, not the shiny, superficial next level that gets glorified online, but the real one, the one that doesn't announce itself with celebration, but with silence. It arrives quietly, without permission, in moments when the noise fades, when distractions lose their grip, when the world slows down just enough for you to finally hear what's been whispering your name all along. Maybe you've felt it building for a while now, that subtle, restless vibration beneath the surface of your life. A sense that something is shifting, even if nothing external has dramatically changed yet. The routines that once gave you comfort now feel too tight, too predictable. The thoughts that once grounded you now feel repetitive, like they're looping instead of leading you forward. You wake up with a quiet emptiness you can't explain. Not sadness, not dissatisfaction, just the feeling that something essential hasn't arrived yet. Even though on paper, everything looks fine. Dreams return, vivid, symbolic, familiar in ways that don't make logical sense, as if another part of you has been trying to speak while you were busy surviving. You start questioning things you used to accept without resistance: your work, your pace, your relationships, the roles you've been playing, and somewhere deep inside, beneath logic, beneath fear, a voice keeps repeating, "This isn't it anymore." Not angrily, not dramatically, just calmly, clearly. That voice isn't confusion. It isn't chaos. It's recognition. It's the moment you realize you've outgrown a version of life that once fit you perfectly. And even though you don't yet know what comes next, you know, now without question, that you can't go back. You're evolving. Your system is upgrading, and the old software can't run this new energy anymore. The version of you from months ago hasn't disappeared, but it's no longer in control. Most people wait their entire lives for permission to rise. They wait for fear to fade, for certainty, for the perfect moment. But here's the truth most never realize. Your next level doesn't wait for you to be ready. It arrives when you're uncertain, when you're trembling, when you're still carrying fragments of who you used to be. You don't ascend when life feels perfect. You ascend when you stop demanding perfection as a prerequisite. The leap happens when you stop needing guarantees, when you're willing to step into the dark, trusting that the light will meet you one step at a time. Think about the last few months, the boundaries you set that once terrified you, the things you walked away from even when logic told you to stay, the nights you cried but didn't turn back, the mornings you chose yourself anyway. Those weren't accidents, they were initiations. Every time you chose alignment over approval, truth over image, you were building the foundation for the frequency you're holding now. Because the next level isn't a place, it's a frequency. It's not where you go, it's who you become. A shift in perception that lets you see opportunity where others see risk. And it's not about what you gain, it's about what you release. The habits that now feel heavy, the relationships that no longer align, the stories you once told yourself just to survive. Letting go feels like breaking, but it's actually clearing. Because your comfort zone isn't made of places, it's made of patterns. That voice saying, "You're not ready yet," gets louder right before you rise. Not because it's right, but because it's afraid. The unknown is where your next self already lives. Pay attention to what's been happening lately. The coincidences that feel too precise. The people who say exactly what you needed to hear. The ideas that refuse to leave you alone. This isn't randomness. This is resonance. As your frequency shifts, everything around you responds. What no longer aligns falls away. What does align finds you without force? Life didn't necessarily get lighter. You did. You've stopped chasing control and started finding peace and trust. That's growth. That's transformation. Because the next level doesn't ask you to become louder. It asks you to become clearer. Clear about who you are. Clear about what you will no longer tolerate. Clear about the truth you've been avoiding, because it would change everything. This is the moment where pretending stops working, where distractions lose their appeal, where you realize that staying the same now costs more than changing ever did. And yes, this phase can feel lonely. Not because you're losing people, but because you're no longer meeting them at the same frequency. You're no longer available for half connection, half truths, half lives. You've crossed a point of no return where awareness can't be undone. That's not a punishment. That's maturity. The next level strips away illusions before it hands you responsibility. It teaches you how to stand without leaning, how to trust yourself without external validation, how to choose alignment even when it costs you comfort. You're being trained to lead your own life from the inside out. And here's what most people never understand. The reason everything feels more intense right now is because your capacity has expanded. You're not fragile. You're sensitive to truth. You're not lost. You're no longer willing to live unconsciously. The old ways of coping won't work anymore. Avoidance won't work. Numbing won't work. Shrinking yourself won't work. You've outgrown survival mode. This is where you stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What if I finally show up as who I know I am?" Because the next level doesn't come with applause. It comes with self-respect, with integrity, with the quiet confidence of someone who no longer needs to explain themselves to be valid. You will notice it in the way you move through the world now. Slower, more intentional, less reactive. You'll notice it in the way you speak. Fewer words, more truth. In the way you listen, less noise, more presence. In the way you choose, less fear, more alignment. And the world will respond. Not all at once, not dramatically, but steadily. Doors will open without force. Opportunities will meet you halfway. People aligned with who you're becoming will recognize you instantly, as if they've known you before. Because at this level, nothing is chased. Everything is attracted. And understand this clearly. You don't need to rush. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to convince anyone. Your only responsibility now is honesty. Radical honesty with yourself. Where are you still holding back? Where are you choosing familiarity over truth? Where are you delaying a decision you already feel in your body? Because clarity doesn't come from thinking harder. It comes from listening deeper. The next level is already responding to the choices you're making today. Every aligned step strengthens the signal. Every authentic decision stabilizes the frequency. You are no longer preparing. You are participating. This is not the beginning of becoming someone else. This is the end of forgetting who you are. You're not stepping into a new life. You're stepping into a truer one. The next level was never something you had to earn. It was something you had to remember. And now that you've seen it, now that you've felt it, there is no going back, only forward, only deeper, only real. Welcome to the level where your life finally matches your truth.